probably what?
That shit looks like Mad Max.
maybe.
It got a turbo.
Give us the quick rundown, you know, just of basically what you got here.
So I had all that, most of that in the Z, and decided I wanted to make it lighter, get a lighter car. So this one's about 400 pounds lighter than that was. This one weighs 2730 without me in it. So that's what I wanted for the track. So it's a 6.1 liter LS motor. It's forged pistons, forged rods, forged crank. It's concreted. I run an electric water pump in it to keep it cool. I ditched the front mount from the Z and I went with 2 air to water intercoolers because I think the front mount was just causing too much pressure drop. So now 15 psi on this thing or 20 psi on this thing feels like 20 or 25 psi like how the Z was. It's crazy how much more power it has with less boost. But I picked this car up as a rolling shell. It had a Ford 8.8 solid rear end in the back, wide body kit already blended in, and it had a 6-point roll bar in it. So I decided to finish it out and do a chromoly cage the rest of the way, and put the parachute on there, and basically yeah, that's the deal. I started the build in October of 2021 and finished it in about, my goal was to have it driving March 21st, first day of spring, and I hit that goal by a month, so it was driving around in February.
Dang.
So built it pretty quick.
Yeah, you're not playing. I mean, this similar build, it's gone through a bunch of different turbo setups, so it's kind of cool to see the water-cooled intercoolers for the turbo. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're just more efficient. They're just they're a lot of people don't like them for street driving, but they're fine for street driving because if you're not constantly in boost, just cramming on it all the time, the water stays cold enough to where, or cool enough to where it keeps your ambient temperatures below 100 degrees. And with the air-to-air intercooler at the end of the track at the drag strip, I was seeing temperatures of like 170, 180 degrees air intake temperatures, and this is way better.
So this is 400 pounds lighter than the Z.
400 pounds lighter, and it's still gonna, that engine has made about 1300 before.
Oh my God!
So it's probably gonna make that again as I keep turning it up. Right now I'm only at 18 pounds of boost. Damn! Just 19 pounds of boost. But we'll get back up to 25, 30 pounds of boost, and it should be well into the 1,000+ horsepower range.
Heck yeah. Then what was your quickest time that you ran with that motor in the Z?
In the Z, it went a 9.0 at 164 miles an hour. The 9.0 isn't impressive.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The 164 miles an hour is impressive because that should be like a mid to low 8-second quarter mile.
God! Wow! Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah.
But I was running a T56 Magnum, a faceplated T56 Magnum, and I just could not get that thing to do what I wanted it to do. So I decided to go back to a built Power Glide, and I got a Power Glide from BTE Racing, and it's rated to hold 2,000 horsepower, way
Jeez.
more than I need. So
Damn, 2,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
And then, dang. Well, what are your favorite parts about this thing, man? I know you're not a rotary guy, obviously.
No, I'm an LS guy. I'm an LS guy. I was a VG guy for a long time. It didn't have an engine when I got it, so I didn't feel guilty about not putting a rotary back in it.
Dang.
But I went for ridiculous. I wanted something that looked ridiculous and would still perform. So I decided to pull a Cletus and stick the turbos out the hood. I get people like, oh, why is everyone doing Cletus now? I was like, because it's funny, man. It's
cool. Like, hey, if you got the money to do it, do it.
Ridiculous, so why not? That's what cars are about, having fun, right?
Yep. So, make it how you want.
Yeah.
What's your plans for, your what do you call it? Your goals for this one on the track?
Well, so my goals are always to be in the 8s, but up here we race at Bandimere, which the altitude is like 5,800 feet. But that's just what you're standing at. The density altitude, what you're actually breathing, is you're lucky if it's at 7,000 feet. So most of the time it's at like 75, 8,000 feet, and you have to race at that. Think about that. That's so much power you're losing. But anyways, I'm always fighting that. My goal is always to be in the 8s. So if it runs like that one did in that car, just being 400 pounds lighter, that's 0.4 of a second right there. So that'd be an 8.6 at 164. But that's just talk, I got to get up there and actually do it,
Heck yeah. Well, we'll skip to some rolling shots of this beast. What do you got? What's the name for this one here?
I don't know. I call it Evil RX7. That's my
RX7.
Instagram. Evil_RX7.
So here's the Evil RX7. We'll see what happens with the Satan Z31, but
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's just collecting
chilling
dust right now. That's my baby. That's it can't go anywhere. I've had that thing since 2001. So.
Well, hopefully we'll see a burnout car with that or something. He's gonna do something crazy like he always does.
Okay, so turbos are Borg Warner 66 millimeter, 6673. So the turbines are 73. The intercoolers are just some regular eBay air-to-water intercoolers, but I like to run quality like wastegates. So I run Precision 46 millimeter wastegates and Turbo Smart blow-off valves, and I use CO2. That's what that bottle is back there.
Oh, gotcha.
I take CO2 and I put CO2 through these solenoids onto the top of the wastegates, and that's what controls my boost. So I can run a really light spring, like a 3-pound spring.
Oh, geez.
And then still be able to run like 30 pounds of boost just by adding a whole bunch of pressure to the top of the wastegate to pin it shut.
Hey, yeah, that's cool. I never heard of that. CO2 springs.
Yeah, that's kind of a drag thing. It's pretty common for drag cars. It's running a Holley Terminator. I wanted to get a Dominator, but I got the Terminator and then added. There's a little can in and out box that you can run. It just runs CAN bus. So it gives me an additional 8 inputs and 8 outputs. And then my Tinker Dash, this dude is awesome. The guy who makes this, Tinker Electronics, man, he is super responsive. Like he will get back to you within hours, and it's good prices. It does everything that the Holley Dash will do except for data logging. That's the only thing it doesn't do. It's got a GPS speedo in it, and it displays any information the Holley puts out, it will display on that dash. That's pretty cool.
Man, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it got a cool little finish on there too.
The 3D printed finish.
Yeah, that's a cool little finish. Dang, let me guess. Is it fast as fuck?
Okay, so it's got a Brian Tooley Racing BTR. It's a stage 4 turbo cam. It's basically like 0.610 lift and 240 degrees of duration. I can't remember the specs off the top of my head. It's a larger cam for like a 5.3 or something, but this is a 6.1, so it's actually a pretty decent sized cam for this. I've got Brian Tooley Racing 685 springs. I rev this thing out to 8,000 RPM, no problem. This engine I've actually taken to 8,500 before.
Damn.
I run 3/8 diameter push rod, so it keeps the valve train in check really well. And everything's BTR pretty much because they make really good stuff. I've got this rocker setup that's in there that is it's not the factory stuff. It's you can check it out online. It's their BTR trunnion upgrade shaft mount rocker setup, and it's pretty sweet. But injectors, I run 210 pound Bosch injectors. That's pretty standard also. A lot of guys run that. That's with my Aeromotive 5.0 brushless fuel pump. It'll flow enough fuel. Those injectors and that fuel pump on E85 is enough to probably do like a legit 1400 wheel horsepower, I think.
Dang.
That'd be pushing it, but it'll do it.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
It's fuel for days. It's definitely got a ton of fuel.
Thirsty?
Yeah, it'll suck it down too. Since I did the concrete block, I had to do that electric water pump because I filled it all the way up, so the water jackets, coolant can't go around the water jackets anymore, so I have to reverse cool it, put coolant in the front. It goes through the heads, out of the back of the heads, and then straight back to the radiator down there on those AN fittings down there.
Dang. So it's got to take the whole loop.
Yep. So I stuffed my transmission cooler is right in there. Stuffed it in there, and then I got pretty much an identical one over here for the oil cooler. Because if you got a concrete block, you got to run an oil cooler too. So.
Dang, that's pretty tucked away in there. You wouldn't have even really known.
Yep.
It's got a little fan on there.
Yep, fan on both of them.
Nice.
Keep things cool. Plus, without having a hood, things stay cool too, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean the hood would fit perfect.
Yeah,
You'd have to cut off every bit of it, and then just leave like this much hood, 1 inch hood. I'm like, hold on, let me pop my hood real quick. Literally 1 inch of hood.
So it's cool, man. I was running a Mega Squirt before, the gold box, and I like that because it gives you a lot of bang for the buck. But the Holley is just so much more user friendly. There's a lot of stuff in the Mega Squirt that you can get in trouble with if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can get lost in that thing pretty quick. The Terminator, it's a lot more user friendly. So it's cool stuff. Holley's got a good thing going with that. A lot of people are going fast on the Holley. So.
Heck yeah. So I mean, obviously you're just trying to go fast, but what's your favorite part of the car, like looks wise, or it could be?
It's the ridiculous engine, man.
Yeah.
Just the whole monstrosity sticking out of the
I
engine.
think I already asked that, but well, we'll put it in there twice.
That's the best thing.
Just in case somebody missed it.
The looks it gets driving down the road, that's what I love. That's why I did it, because I wanted something just stupid, you know? People
Yeah.
look at it, they're like, oh, that's so sick. Thanks,
Heck
man.
yeah.
You know, that's why we do it, just to have fun.
Dang.
You can try and conceal it. A lot of people like the sleeper look. I did the sleeper thing for a while, you know, that's cool, but...
And he gave you guys all the information about it, pretty much. You know, there's no secrets.
I'm not trying to
Some
hide
people
nothing.
are trying to be, people
I
be
don't
trying to
care.
hide, and you don't care. See,
all
that's
this
good.
stuff is cookie cutter.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. You're a monster.
This is all stuff that everyone is running pretty much the same thing, and they do it a little different ways, but that's pretty much the same thing everyone else is doing. So LS, man, it's cookie cutter. 1,000 of them out there.
Heck yeah, man. Well, thanks for sharing some info about it. You got anything else about it, or?
No, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I'm running the Nitto NT triple nickels, the R2s, the new ones.
Yeah, those are nice.
I run my R88Rs up front so I can stop good, but it's just on factory RX7 brakes. But it still does good. It stops all right.
Who needs brakes anyway?
Tell you what, go flying down the street, come up on traffic quick.
Yeah, we definitely in those videos of doing the runs, the little burnout. Hey, look, some cars were up front. He caught up to them pretty quick, so
it's sketchy. I gotta be careful with it.
heck yeah. Well, that was nice. You know, good thing you had that friend to lend us that private road to do that on.
Yeah, that's always a nice thing.
Yeah, dang, we're gonna have to get some more friends that have private roads. It's worth asking. So.
Sponsors definitely love cars that are already built. That's for sure.
Yep. Look at that. And then when stuff breaks, you just give us free stuff afterwards.
There you go.
It's got some heads by Drew in there.
So those are the TrickFlow Gen X 220 heads, and when they were in the Z, I ended up twisting a rocker arm on the factory shaft.
Dang.
And it messed up one of the heads. So there's this head guy that we go to out here, Heads by Drew. He is the shit. He is super anal retentive about his head work. And so I took my heads to him to have him press out the guide and put the new one in. He had to hone like 6/1000ths of an inch out of the valve guide to get it. Yeah, whatever. He worked his magic on it, and they're sweet now. So they're super expensive heads, and I'll only trust them to Heads by Drew. So
Yeah. And he takes his time. He just does straight quality
he does.
work.
He's backed up, but he's backed up for a reason. You
Yeah,
know?
what is it that they say? Don't call me for the best prices, call me for the best work.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Heads by Drew.
So, yeah, make sure you guys go check him out. Heads by Drew. I'll leave his info in the link in bio. You guys can go ahead and check those guys out. You know, they support me, so it's all about supporting each other and growing in the community together. But yeah, thank you again, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
absolutely.
for talking about it.
Yeah, thanks
and
for shooting it. That's,
heck yeah.